Hello, everyone. How are you? Uh, Welcome to the webinar on little minds and big screens. Welcome in front of your screens. Yeah, so we should start. Good evening, everyone. So, considering we are all are sitting in front of our screens, while understanding that the relevance and the importance of the screen and how we can convert this into a relevant experience for us. Let's see. So the name of the webinar is Little Mind, Big Screen, Understanding Screen Habits in Young Children. In young children, we are defining it as from age 0 to 6, especially pre-primary, and how we see, how we look at them, and how we can change the whole experience of them around the screen. So considering this, do you have any expectation regarding that? What are we going to talk about it, and what kind of queries we will be dealing here, and what your expectations are? If you can tell me some few of them, so I can see that we can collaborate that in this webinar, and we can address that if it will be possible. I'm not sure. I will not promise that we'll be able to deal all of them, but yes, we will try to touch them. Yes, please. Good evening, everyone. So any queries, any expectation you want to share? I'm going through your messages. I received many good evenings. Yeah. So let's move ahead. Your volume is too low. I'll try to be louder. Thank you for giving me the feedback, Anupama ma'am. And let's see what's there. So why are we talking about the screens today? So when we think about the today's uh, environment, today's the physical proximity of the children, we can see that the child is totally engulfed in the by the screen. The moment the child takes birth, you can see that there is a TV which is playing in the background of the child, and then there is mobile. There is someone sitting there and scrolling down the mobile, and they are looking that everyone is accessing the mobile, and there are TVs and the smartphones and the tablets, computer. Even now, sometimes we can see that there are digital toys for the children and the games, and they are surrounded by it. So you can't avoid screens. That if you think that, okay, I can keep my child away from the screen, it will not be possible, because even if you will hide your mobile, or even if you hide your screen, the child will eventually go somewhere else. Is someone speaking? Hello? I think I heard someone saying something. Yeah, let's move ahead. Oh, no, dear. Thank you. So when we see that there is so much screen, so the first solution is not that can't be existing, that we just take away the screen from the child environment. You can't do that. It is not possible in today's today's day. So the question is not how much, but the question is that what the child is looking at, how the child is interacting, why the child is sitting there, why the child is taking so much time, why the child is so irritating when we take the mobile out of his or her hand, why the child feel anxiety, or the child is not able to control his or her emotions when he or she is not given the mobile. That's the question. Because we know as the teachers and the educationists that these years from 0 to 6 years is very crucial for the child's development of any domain, either it is physical, emotional, social, cognitive, and creative with the language. So let's explore that, how we can understand this whole interaction of the children with the screen, and how we can transform that from the passive consumer to the active users. So during this seminar, we will be exploring Let me scroll down. Yeah. We will be exploring that how screen can connected with four development domains. Can we find out something regarding that? And the differentiation. See, anything, even when the TV were introduced in the life of our generation, there are people who used to say that TV taking it, that the children will get spoiled. But does it happen? You just need to evolve it. You just need to understand it. And you need to make an understanding around that what are the benefits as well as the risk of that thing. Then looking beyond minutes, that how much time the child is spending versus the context, co-viewing, and what screen can replace in the life of the child. Identifying practical ways adults can create healthier routines for the child around the screen. What can be done, what shouldn't be doing, we shouldn't be doing, and leave with a simple action plan for home and the school. I hope this will going to address some of your queries. Let's move ahead. So, understanding that if a child is engaging with the screen, what happens there? So, what we observed and what many studies states, it is that a mobile enters in the life of a child through as a medium of communication. So, considering today's family setups, most of the mobile are introduced to the children as a medium of communication, either through video calling or calling, that the child get the opportunity to connect with someone. But then slowly and gradually it turns into that you are consuming it. There is content, there is videos, everything, and you become the consumer, just absorbing it and absorbing it, and nothing is coming out of it. Whereas the next thing should be learn. And we will be exploring this through our slides, that how much the child is engaging in a learning experience through the screen. So I did a brief study before this webinar with a very few parents and the teachers, and we try to understand that what are the websites in which the children engage the most. As you can see in the pie chart given there in the PPT, that more than the 50% of time, this is what, 68 something, one third, two-third of the time children spend on YouTube or YouTube Kids. So I'm not going to defend this right now, that whether the YouTube is better or the YouTube Kids, but this is something in which the child is being a passive consumer, spectator, viewer. Nothing is processing, nothing is being learned yet. Why nothing is being learned? We are going to explore that later on. So you can also ask that why the mobile is become so prevalent. What age group? 0 to 6. 0 to 6. We have few children above the 6 years of age, but we try to put the data around 0 to 6. And of course, there most of the children from 2 to 6 years. So that was the data. So even if we see, even we also get too much dependent on the mobile. Why? Because after the COVID, the whole discourse around the mobile changed. Before it was just a communication, means of communication and entertainment. We either watch the Netflix or the YouTube or something like that, or we used to have the video calls and calls. But after Corona, the mobile doesn't sustain like this communication and entertainment. It evolved. It became a tool to have services and resources. So this is what happened in the morning. My child was in some of the corner and he was accessing his mobile. And I asked him, what is going on? He said, I'm booking Zomato. I said, why? And he said, I need to go to the daycare center, so I'm booking Zomato. So I told him that you don't need to have Zomato for that, but Rapido for it. And he's 5 years. So this is happening. This is how the mobile is evolved and how it is going to quote that at the end of the my presentation, where it was discovered that more than 75% of parents have the excess of mobile in their house. 75% parents of the children less than 6 years of age. So that is the exposure we are giving to our children. So we need to think about it. Then, now just a question for you. So there are multiple devices. There are TV, which I mentioned in the first slide, there are TV, tablets, mobile, video games, digital tools, and everything. So this is a question for you, that what kind of multimedia device is used the most by you or your child in your house? You have TV and mobile. Still, come to one thing. give me one thing, matlab, assess it. And you can go like personal watching and TV, okay, mobile and tab TV, and mobile phones, mainly TV. So you have cables or smart TV, okay, mobile, Sayati, okay, PlayStation, we have PlayStation also, mobile phones, mobile, yes. And now the very good mobile. So I'll say that mobile and TV is there. So we can have this discourse also regarding the personal viewing experience and the public viewing experience. We were going to discuss about it, that how both impacts. Now the second question, I will need your responses. What is the most viewed website by the children on multimedia devices, which you observed? Which website is viewed by the most by your children? YouTube, yes. And cartoon, which cartoon? Please mention the name. I would love to know that. Coco Melon, yes. Games, which game? YouTube and Insta. Okay. Google, YouTube. Bluey, yes. Bluey is one cartoon. Yes. Poki.com. Okay. Yeah, YouTube. Yes. Insta Reels. Some more. Give me some website names. Okay. YouTube pe what? Disney. Okay. Miniature videos. Yes. Miniature videos are very famous. Peppa Pig, Coco Melon. Yes. So I also did a little survey regarding that. So when I try to explore that how many children you matlab, access this, which kind of multimedia devices, what I found that around 45.7% children use smartphones. And what happens with the smartphones? It chat GPT. Okay. Okay. That's a good. So when we talk about the mobile viewing, that's a very personal experience. First of all, you need to visualize that how children sit when he or she accessing the mobile, and how he or she is choosing what to watch. And is the phone has been handled like this or like the portrait? Because if the child is holding it like this, you know what the child is watching. And if the child is holding it like this, then you can have an idea that what he or she is watching. And there is a total different experience of engaging with a video and a reel. And you know that the reels are constructed, or the reels are created given the fact that you need to attract the attention of the viewer in first 2 seconds. If the person scrolls in 2 seconds, it means your reel will not get the views. So the reels has been designed on that basis, on that algorithm, that it has to be so attractive, attentive, with such kind of voices and noise. I will say noise, not the BGM, not the background music, which keep the child there to be to glued there with the screen. And then when we talk about the co-viewing, that's what I just said, that when we talk about the TV, there is a thing that where you can actually sit with the child. You are pretty much aware that what the child is watching it. And I'm saying that even if you are putting the YouTube on the TV, if you are casting your videos, that also impacts whole separately as compared to the public personal devices. Why? There you both can see that what the child is looking at, and you can actually have a conversation around it. So that can be the one point which we can pick from this webinar. Then what is the difference between the personal devices and the public devices, and what can be the better medium to have this kind of interaction? But still, there are some more layers which we'll be exploring in the next website, next slides. Let's see. Yeah. So secondly, there is some responses that weekends parents used to be free and all, and they can engage more with the children. So I try to explore the trends around the mobile access, mobile usage during the weekdays and the weekends. And you can see that I try to collect the data regarding the minutes the child is spending on the screen. So it started from the less than 30 minutes, then 30 minutes to 1 hour, then 1 to 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours, and more than 3 hours. I'll request you to put your focus on this color code of 2 to 3 hours and more than 3 hours. You'll see that weekends, which is supposed to be a time where the families can sit, can discuss, can talk about, can have some activity with each other, a social activity or social gathering where they can have that kind of time. The amount of time the child is spending on the mobile device increases threefold. How? If you look at the pie chart at left, the one which is not labeled is more than 3 hours. And then in the right, it becomes 20%, twofold, you know. So more than 3 hours, that time was very less during the weekdays, which increases. It means something is different in our houses during the weekends, which are pushing children to watch more mobile during the weekends, which could be converted into a good social family time. And that need to be explored. So now when we talk about children, young one, pre-primary, we talk about different kind of domains, which we always read in NEP 2020, and it was always professed in our policies, different policies, and currently in our books also, that you need to give a ample experience to the children so that they can have healthy development regarding this 4, 5 domains, which is the 5 one that I'll be discussing in the question answer round. So in the language, when we talk about the language, you can read that few points are written here, but language is not only about putting your thoughts in the language, in the words or something. It's talk about that how you use language to reason out, how you use your language to put your thoughts in a hierarchical order, how you make a cause and effect relationship through your language, how you make logical reasoning, how you collect logics and put that in a sequence so that other person can understand it. How many of our children can do that in the language? Or they are just coming up with the dialogues they had listened in some videos or something. Second is physical. When we talk about the physical, yes, there are gross and fine motor skills, but more than that, there is balancing, dancing, jumping, hopping. See, a simple activity of catch and throw. There is all physics in that. How? That you can see that from how far away the ball is coming from. What is the speed of the ball? Who is throwing it? Where am I supposed to place myself so that I can catch it? And even how to catch it? What should be my body movement? That all involves physics. But is our children getting that experience? Okay, regarding the physical development, we tend that children go outside, play something. They might play hide and seek or play catch or tag game or something. But is that all? And is the physical game which child is engaging, is it only about the physical development, or is it giving the opportunity of something else also? We'll talk about it. And when we talk about the cognitive, of course, the problem solving, critical thinking, understanding the problem, putting them in the different buckets, and then thinking about it, and then approaching it step by step. That's all cognitive. But the kind of videos which are coming here right now on the screens, they don't let children to engage with all those domains. If you see that, but the reels are worse than the videos because there is no story arc, there is nothing. And even most of the videos which you can see, which I saw some children viewing, was is that some monkey who is going through some different obstructions. Sometimes it's very cruel, like fire or something like that, or jumping from very higher um, very higher elevated platform, and those kind of thing, and there is no story or something. And when we talk about the storytelling, it actually involves you cognitively, where you read behind the lines or between the lines, where you try to figure out the reasons and everything. And then comes the social emotional aspects. So before going to that, I would like to know your responses. I understand that right now my audience is coming from is pan India audience. So have you seen any children around you skipping rope? Is there any child or the group of children or something? Okay, someone said something, I can't read it. Yes, okay, Muskan saw that. And others, please. Yes, yes, very nice. Yes, my daughter does. Okay. Parents are very possessive. No one, only during the school PT class. Acha. No, yes. Yes, my daughter too. Very nice. Kuharjan. Yes. Very nice. Okay. So I live in this Rajasthan area, and it's a semi-urban and rural. I can't find many people skipping rope in the evenings. I hardly find people playing that stapu, the one in which you make grids on the road and then play it, or the gallery game which children used to play. I find that in my school this activity is done. Seven stones, yeah, sitolia, something like that. So what I found that sitolia will be played here in January or somewhere. So these match to match which I can see is few children are riding on their cycle, and that's also very individual kind of activity. When I talk about the sitolia, the seven stones, or the rope skipping, or gallery, or making stapu or something on the floor and then playing it, it's a social activity, as well as a very skipping rope is a very highly physically engaging activity where you actually synchronize your body with the speed of the rope, and you need to estimate that when the rope will touch the floor that you are supposed to jump. And during our time we used to play uh, CD rassi and ulti rassi, and then we need to close our mouth and make different faces and then need to jump. And there is one more where two people need to jump, skip the rope, skip the single rope. That's a different kind of thing, but you don't find it now. Mostly teachers said, yes, I would like to know more. That do you really find these kind of different varieties, or is it just became a school thing where the teachers are making children to do this? Malti Koyal, no, pre-primary children are able to play skipping. Only circuses. No. Okay. No, no, not pre-primary, but I was just asking about the regular children, which it is happening. Of course, when I talk about the pre-primary, that's more about catching, throwing, running, jumping, like that. PP kids can do, few can do. I need to experience that still. Yeah. The next thing is if you have seen the children around you and the children who are using the mobile, we do have activities. Yeah. So, how screen time is impacting the creative output of the child? Is it increasing? Is it decreasing, or has it been stopped altogether? Any observation you want to share? What kind of creative output is happening? Stop. I would request if you come up with few more words than single word answer. That will help me out. Let me see the chat box. Yeah. Stop. Have you find any child looking at the screen and then doing something artwork or craft work after looking at this, after going through some video or something? Is it happening or not happening? Any responses? Okay, my screen is acting weird. Give me a sec. Yeah, it's good. Yes, so only one response, that is stops. So creative output in which I considered that holding a pen, holding a sketch pen or colors and giving good 15 to 20 minutes or 30 minutes sitting on a page and then creating something. Is it happening or not happening? Okay. So when we talk, I got only one response regarding that. So what happens when we go through this kind of experience where children are exposed to videos and reels, the patience of sitting and waiting something to come to manifest itself through an art, because art doesn't happen in seconds, which actually shows in depicted in reels and videos, but it takes time. It takes time to manifest itself, to create, to come in a whole shape. What we are viewing, what we are observing, that children are running out of. Acha, they are giving me the responses. Let me see, where is it happening? It's not in the, we are getting back to these techniques as we see the trouble that happen else. It is difficult to say 25 to 30. Yes, yes, ma'am. Thank you. Happening. Okay. Craft making. Okay. Yes. Okay. Sorry, I missed it. Yes, it's happening. My children take inspo from in. Acha, from parents for nice word for inspiration depends upon the topic. Okay, with clay is very nice. Clay modeling is good. The children are learning art. Yes, miniature art painting, very nice. Flower making. And I'm damn sure that these amazing people who mentioned this, they are spending some time with the children and sitting with them, because I know if you leave the child alone, they won't be sitting there. I really appreciate your effort. Yeah, craft making is happening. Yes, kids will integrate with the subjects. Yes, it's happening. Very nice. It's difficult to sit 25 to 30 minutes. I agree. Even I face the same problem. We are getting back to these techniques as we, yes. Yes, I can see that there are very conscious parents who are putting effort and understanding the impact of it. Very nice. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. So at that, yes, it takes time so that you can see that something is taking shape, something is coming into the existence, and that's a different kind of experience. Now, when we talk about this kind of experience, that also come under the socio-emotional development of the child. How? Let's explore that. So when we come to this thing, why screen has been offered, I try to explore this domain also. Key, what is the main objective of it? So someone said entertainment, someone said learning. So it makes 20 plus 18, 57 and 51. Acha, these are not mutually exclusive. So you can't say the person who opted for entertainment didn't offer reward. Yes, they can. This was MMCQs. They could pick multiple options. So these are not mutually exclusive. So when I come to the other responses, for example, to calm child, the child is throwing tantrums, the child is very upset, the man, he or she is crying. So to calm the child, they gave the mobile to the child. During the meals, okay, the child is not eating, you are giving the mobile. And then when the adults are busy, okay, the adults don't want to work on it or something, don't want children to disturb them, okay, take the mobile or do something. Avoid tantrums, I share that as a reward that I want to talk about, and habit or routine. So these last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points, I want to put them as an emotional management system in which the mobile is replacing it. See, if the child is upset, am I having a dialogue with the child that how he or she can self-regulate? As a reward, as I just mentioned that creating something, manifesting something, completing something, the sense of achievement itself should be reward. It should give you a dopamine high, but no, that's not happening. What we are substituting it or replacing it is with mobile, or is okay as a habit or routine. Okay, and that habit is slowly turning into the addiction. How? We will talk about it. Then, so we can see that there are multiple places where we should be interacting with the child, where the child is having different processes or systems in his or her life, where the child is managing his or her own emotions. You can say that whether the pre-primary children need to do that. I'll say yes. And it starts from very early age. That from how early age you are introducing these kind of system for the child, where he or she is managing her emotions. For example, around the age of 2.5 to 3, you might have observed that the pre-primary children have this habit of biting. Are you agree or not? Response is quick. So around 2.5 and 3, the children bites. Yes. They bite when they are happy. They bite when they're angry. They bite when they are crying. Any extreme emotion they are experiencing, they bite. And we become very angry regarding that. Ki, Bhaiya, why are you biting? Ye sudhar nahi raha, kuch nahi ho raha. And we try to do something, biting something all the time. Achha, that's different. That's different. Then when the teething is coming, or they are no. That's also the part of the. Thank you for sharing this, Aisha. Sorry, Pushpa ma'am. Yes, thank you for sharing that. That also happens when the child starts sucking their thumb or something else, or they have this, my son don't bite, he scream. Okay, that's also good. Fine. ठीक है. Biting pen or biting anything in the hand. So that's also a problem. That's also a thing, that how the child is regulating his or her emotion. Biting bag and clothes. Are you sure? Okay. So when we look, yeah, okay, yeah, sure. Thank you for sharing. Yeah. So at that point of time, the child is not aware that how he or she is should be managing his or her emotion. When a child born, he comes up with only two kind of emotion. One is smile, मतलब cry, either they cry, and second, they get scared. Scared not of the snakes or spiders or chipkalis and anything, but from the loud noises or the sudden drop. That's something which is hardwire in them. Slowly and gradually they learn smiling and everything, but still they have a spoonful of emotions. Around the age of 2 to 3, they have this burst of emotions, and they don't know how to control it. And it goes from 0 to 100 in 1 second. Cut. If they are angry, then they are angry. They are screaming, they are throwing things. I can't tell you how many toys have been broken during that time of my childhood. They are biting, hitting, and shouting. That is very crucial time when you introduce the method to the child, that how he or she is supposed to not control first, but understand those emotions, process it, uh, validate it, accept it, name it. That's a process. But we never engage children into that. We were like, "Acha, ro raha hai, take this mobile. Oh ho, gussa mat karo, take this mobile. Oh ho, tumhe samajh nahi aa raha, bore ho rahe ho, take this mobile." And the mobile becomes a substitute of it. And we never deal about it, that, okay, I'm feeling this, I'm experiencing this, I have no name for it. And children never go through that process of understanding the emotions. And it becomes worse after a certain period of time because they don't know what to do that. And the worst one is the reward. When they stop taking pleasure, then when they stop feeling the happiness which they achieve after completing certain task. I think I have some response. Let me check that. We should understand their problem. Yes, understand. Yes, true. And we should help them to recognize it at least. That's very important, very crucial. But the moment we introduce the mobile for all those stuff, for all those things, because we might be engaged in something, or we might not want to go into that process or something, that's going to hamper their emotional stability or self-regulation in the coming years. I'll share here an example. A week back, my child fell from somewhere, and he got this bruise on his knees. And what I saw, till the time I reached him, he was sitting there and taking long breaths. And I was surprised. I wasn't there for him to regulate him, but this is something which I did with him in the past years. And I was having this conversation with him for many years now. And I was pretty much, even yesterday, he got hit by the, this is the time, 5 years, when they get hit by anything and everywhere. So he got hit by this door, and he came to me in the next room, and he was like, बहुत जोर से लगी है मुझे समझ I couldn't understand that how serious the wound was, but there was blood. But still he was trying to regulate himself. But how many times do we do that with the children? We don't even give them the opportunity to name the feeling or the emotion or the experience they are going through. So other than the entertainment and learning, although these other objectives of using the mobile look harmless, but they are not harmless actually. And we need to see that when we are introducing the mobiles in the life of the children. Yeah. I would stop for a minute here. If you have any questions or something, you can share it. And just for you to let know that we have this WhatsApp channel of ours in which we post daily teaching tips and all, which can help you in your classrooms, and of course about the updates of the webinars. So the link has been shared here on the chat box. And meanwhile, if you have some question or something, yeah, channelizing his energy, his or her energy, of course. Thank you, Swati ma'am, for sharing this. Please join this WhatsApp channel. We will be having such kind of discussion and webinars in the upcoming days of the relevant topic which you as a teacher and parents are facing. Yeah. Any queries? Something which you are not resonate with, you are not agree with, and then we'll move ahead. Yeah, nothing. I hope this webinar is going good. Okay. Now, next, what do you think? Where is the problem? When we talk about screen, time, everything, where is the problem? Is the problem there with the websites, the kind of sites, the kind of videos, the kind of content they are present online for the children? Or is there about the content is overload? Everything is there and the children want to see everything. Or is it about time, the amount of time the child spends on the mobile? Or is it about absence of other options or activities for the child? So where is the problem? What do you think? I would like to know your responses. Okay, yes, talking about different emotions and having conversation on the same will be highly helpful for the growing children. Okay. So, any comment regarding that? Where is the problem? Actually, parents should monitor. Monitor, I will not advocate that term, but what parent can do, we can talk, because this Gen Alpha, you can't monitor. Leave it. How much will you monitor? You have your own life. You have many things you need to manage. And if you start monitoring, then you are going to get overwhelmed and that going to reflect in your basically parents. I'm not going to demonize the parents also, but let's see where is the problem. Let's explore. So the problem begins with the use of the screen, the use of the mobile. The mobile or the screen are supposed to be used as a tool. But what is happening? They are becoming a substitute. Even you can explore around you how the mobile has been used. Is it used as a tool where you are using mobile to get some work done? Even this might be happening with you also. You picked up mobile and you just forget about what you were looking at, and you start checking the notification. Then you go into the WhatsApp, then you go into the Instagram, and Instagram you find some very interesting reel, and then you start scrolling down, and half an hour is gone. And then you were like, okay, I picked the mobile for booking some groceries. Is this happens with you or not? So when we talk about the mobiles, so is it used as a tool in your house or as a routine? Okay, शाम हो गए 5 बज गए चाय लाना and I need my mobile. I want to watch what is going on. So it becomes a routine. Or okay, we are sitting and everyone is having their own personal screen in front of them. Or is it default? अरे मेरे पास करने को कुछ नहीं. I'm very bored right now. Give me mobile. Let's see the mobile. Oh, I can't think anything. Let's see mobile. Oh, I can't plan anything. Let's see mobile. Or is it a substitute? That it is substituting all the living organic experiences the child needs to supposed to have with a mobile. Okay, it's not a default. Because the worst thing which can happen, that the mobile started replacing everything. What do you think? Any responses? Let me check. It's taking time of child as default. Bharati, you are correct. Okay. Bharti said, taking child doing everything, giving reward as a screen. Yes, of course. Avoid distraction and focus on the need while using the mobile. Routine. Yes, routine. Parents only should control the kid. You can't control the kids. You can't control the kids. Believe me, I'm coming from the experiences. Neither as a teacher nor as a parent. I feel that one of the problems are amount of the time. Okay, let's go. Yeah, prime time is killed. Okay, yeah, prime time. When you said prime time, I was thinking about the news channel. Sorry. So yes, when it becomes a default, a substitute, it becomes very harmful, because then Every time you get stuck, or every time you are expected to engage with some complicated kind of activity, you will go to the mobile to escape from it. And this is happening with our children when we, especially when we talk about this, when we try to give mobile on every important yet difficult and challenging juncture of the child, we introduce the mobile. The child happens to understand it as a substitute. And that is happening, that we are not introducing a mobile as a tool, but as the other things. So when we talk about the mobiles, to understand that how mobile work, and to break it, to break that pattern, we need to understand that how this whole system is working, which is converting the child as a consumer, as a, I'll quote this, drug addict. It's a drug. And what is keeping them glued there? They, what attracts, these three words, like what attract, what sustain them there, so that they can look at the mobile like more than 3 hours, which we just saw, and get addicted to it also. Okay. I hope that you might have observed that even if you take the mobile out of the hands of your child, the first thing which they'll do, that they will ask for it and give me back the mobile. Then only something else come out from there. So you can, and these pointers are going to help us as parents and teachers to identify what to avoid in a video or a reel. So you might see that there are some videos where there are rapid scene changes. For example, you might have seen, has anyone seen any Cocomelon, this thing, Cocomelon poems? Attractive colors, visual, of course. Have you seen Cocomelon? Yes, attractive colors, visuals. I'll say that today this is your homework. Just open any Cocomelon video and see that how long one frame stays on the screen. Is it 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, or more than that, or even less than 1 second? First of all, that how long that it sustained overstimulating videos. Yes, I'm just trying to break this, what overstimulating is, so that you can identify such kind of videos. So you need to observe it in all the Cocomelon and these kind of videos, that how long one frame stays on the screen, where the camera is not moving, where the angle is not moving, where the character is not moving. They're just staying there and saying something. Just observe that and let me know. Let us know on the WhatsApp channel what, or the communication routes we have. Secondly, bright colors and high visual stimulation. They will give you one high, then there will be the second high, and then there will be the third high. Fast movement and constant novelty. They come up with something new in every 5 seconds. And now in today's videos, it will be in every 3 seconds. High stimulating sounds like no, 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 no. Oh ho. Ting. There are weird sounds which is not very attractive. In the beginning, the child might like it if the child is conscious enough, but that is something which gives you, what I'll say, it gives you high, like one injection of dopamine, then the second one before the child comes down, then the second one, then the third, then the fourth, repeatedly. Very little processing time. The child don't have the time that, oh, what happened? Oh, what is going on? Why is this going on? Who is doing it? Autoplay and endless recommendation. You might see that once the child is able to finish the video or reel, there is next recommendation lined up. They keep you there so that you can't. And repeated viewing loop. There is algorithm which tests that, and then they show you that thing only. That type of videos and everything. This is a sustainable model of the videos, which consider children as consumer. I don't know, there was this person, I think I wrote his name somewhere. He said that there is a war going on for the eyeballs of the children. And this was the very line which actually motivated me to come up with this webinar, that are we able to understand that actually there is a whole market which is devised and designed as per that how you keep the children intact with with the mobiles, because they understand that there is a gap, there is a space where we have to do, where we can establish a market. So this is the way how they design the videos which keep the children there. Yes, I believe Cocomelon has a lot of flashing colors and they keep on moving fast. Yes, agreed, agreed. Agreed, Shruti ma'am. Yes, let's move ahead. So, what kind of changes can make some differences in our houses and in our classrooms and all? First of all, which I'll say that there need to be intention and the mindfulness regarding the use of the screen. Why am I doing it? How long am I going to do this? What am I going to get out of it? It needs to be in your mind, and that needs to be discussed with the child also, even in the classroom or in the houses. For example, there's an observation. I was in this class, and there was this smart board and everything, and the teacher was um, trying to read a chapter for the children. She was teaching a chapter of English, and she started reading and discussing everything. And I can see that there were few children at the back who were constantly asking the teacher to put on the video. That teacher, please play the video, and we want to watch the videos, because they were not engaging with the text and everything. So there, as a teacher, I have to understand that how am I going to make a connection between the video and the text, the video and the chapter. How I will see that the child is able to find, for example, there was this movie, there is this silly symphony. I was very old, I'm very old. So there was this silly symphony of Ugly Duckling. And I happened to have a book with me. So the moment my child was watching the Silly Symphony cartoon, I bought that book in front of him and we were just making comparison. And that had happened because we were viewing that on the TV. And I was aware about this. Okay, there is this cartoon is coming and we can go and see what is happening in the book. So that need to be, the second point comes first, that your use of the screen need to be intentional, not automatic. That I have nothing to give you, I'm giving you the screen. That can't be happening. Secondly, you need to set clear boundaries regarding the use of screen. See, control, no. I will not say control or monitor or anything, but a discussion is needed. For example, I have a clear discussion with my child that what is kachra on the mobile and what is not kachra. And we somewhere, actually, the pointers which I just shared, we already discussed this between us. And this is surprising because sometimes he asks me कि मैं 15 minute कचरा देख लूं, can I see waste videos for 15 minutes? And I was like, ठीक है. Unless and until he's aware that whatever he's watching is kachra and that is limited to the 15 minutes, I think that's fine. But are you having that kind of conversation with the children? Co-view and talk about what the child is seeing. So yesterday, my child was watching Chacha Chaudhary. And 5 days back, I bought this comic also for him because I found that he is having fun around the Chacha Chaudhary. Then let's have some comic reading also. We were able to read only 2 stories from that. There are 10. I'm not pushing it. So yesterday he was looking at it, and the Chacha Chaudhary and the Sabu went to this dhaba. So Chacha ji said कि मेरे लिए एक ग्लास लस्सी देना. I need 1 glass of lassi. Yes. Thank you for letting me know. Am I audible? Am I audible? Now fine. Yes. Okay, very good. Is the screen visible? Yes. So that time we were having the discussion, and I was pretty impressed that the way he took the information, keep it in the mind, process it, and next morning the child was my kid was able to talk about it. We need to understand that how many of the children who are watching and the reels and everything are able to sustain anything. It can be the content overload also. So choose high quality, age appropriate content. Ensure the variety in the content. Even if you think that okay, this one kind of cartoon is very good. For example, many people said Peppa Pig, but you can't the child will not be comfortable in watching only one kind of content. You need to hunt for. Then after what happened? After what? We just had the discussion around the lassi ka glass and the capacity of sabu, and that's it. And then he was supposed to go to the daycare center. Yeah. So we used to have this little chance. So the content, you need to ensure that there is a high variety in the content. One kind of content can be introduced. And the thing is, whatever content you are introducing to your child, you need to be first aware regarding it on your own. You need to have some pointers to talk about it, to discuss about it. For example, I introduced the solar system or something to my child, and then okay. Oh, monitoring doesn't mean keeping a check, but controlling it. It means keeping a watch on them, guiding them with the love, and helping them understand discipline, responsibility, and good behavior. Very nicely articulated. So yes, instead of monitoring, you can help children to become decision makers. That's also a social emotional as well as a cognitive domain where children are taking decisions. When you provide them the choices, how they are taking the decision, okay, what to watch and what not to watch. Can you see my screen now? Is my screen is shared? Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you for responding. Amazing audience. So do not make screen the default calming tools. That's what I said. Ki if you think that your child is not able to uh, manage his or her emotions, stay with the child. Even in the classroom also. When you are watching that your class is making noise and everything, the first thing is not opening the smart TV or something like that.